Hello and welcome to this Muay Thai sparring session number 9. So here this was more like a warm-up sparring because my friend here Noah had just arrived. He wasn't really warmed up, so that's why I kind of let him have his way with me for a while. And then he told me, "Yeah, you can fight back." So you can see that the intensity is very light. It's very cool, but it's always also an opportunity to work on your combinations. So the main thing lately has been my heavy bag training. I have tried as much as possible, although it wasn't always very easy because of my long day's work. But as much as possible, I've tried to work on the heavy bag at times in the morning, at times in the evening. And I think that these efforts of working the heavy bag are starting to pay off. I've realized that with combat sports, it's like with everything. You have to repeat the movements many times because you can very quickly master a movement. You can be good at executing the movement, but there is a difference between being able to make the move, to execute the movement, and having it as a natural part of the way you move. You see, it's a bit like I don't know, like for example, when you start lacing your shoelaces. At the beginning, it seems like something very complicated you need to think about, and then you do it without thinking. It's like driving, it's like all the things that you do. But fighting, the problem is that fighting is very unnatural. You have a lot of, I'd say, like reflexes, like turning your back, shelling up, all these things that you have to get rid of. So it's not easy. All right, let's take a look a little bit more at what's going on here. So you can see the intensity has stepped up a notch a little. So that's a new thing I've been doing, is this kind of, I call this the cat paw. And that's to just annoy the opponent. It's not a real lead hook. It's more just like a tap on the side of the head, just to make him get his guard up and potentially land a kick to the rib. So that's something else I've noticed, is I've become more confident, and I've also become more audacious with trying new things, and particularly trying to go into the clinch. And I'm also starting to try to land elbows. I'm still a long way from having it as something natural that I go to, but sometimes I try. Always the side kick, always the fake switch, and this is a real switch. I've tried to catch his front kicks many times, but wasn't always able. All right, so clearly this guy is a beginner. His name's Sebastian. You can see how stiff he is, and how his punches. You see how because he's so stressed and he's so stiff, all his movements are very short. So that's the problem. When you are very tensed, your movements tend to be short, and you're not going to use the rotation of the waist, of the shoulders, to gain range. The Tyson hook, I call it. A high kick to the face. I think I was quite kind. See, I tried to land the elbow. That's something I got from Jeff Chan's training. I think I was being quite nice, and clearly I wasn't throwing anything really hard. And I think I was also giving him opportunities to land his own shots and to try to do things. So you see, the main problem here he's got is that he really doesn't twist at the waist. See how his arms just extend, but there's no range. A lot of his punches I didn't even have to block or dodge or parry because they wouldn't hit me anyway. But this guy's an inspiration yet because, he's clearly at least 40, 45, maybe more. And he's taking up Muay Thai, so, kudos to him. I don't know why. It's funny, how I've had this discussion with another guy at the gym last night. This thing about the things you practice and they don't come out during sparring, and those things that you don't practice and I don't know, for some reason they just come out. And this freeze thing that I do, you will see me do that. I do that sometimes. I freeze in a position, and it's an ambiguous position because it's a position from which I can land different shots, and I like to do that. All right, so this time things are getting a little heated up. So that's my friend Bruce, and I don't know. This sparring session, it might not look like it on the video, but it was like way more intense than anything I've done before that. So I've removed the sound, but every time he hit me, he was like, growling and going, sounds like that, and that really fired me up. And I started landing like harder and harder kicks, and he was really hurt at the end. I think his lead leg was really hurt, which made me feel bad. But that was also a really great time because that was the first time I kind of let myself go a little bit more. But you can see that he's also going for it. You see those 3 kicks in a row. That was quite hard and a hard tip. Bang, bang, bang. See, I don't know. It was just. See how my punches like hit way harder than in my usual sparring sessions. High kick, switch kick. Didn't land that one. He landed on a low kick of his own. That could have been dangerous. Could have really fucked my knee doing that, but it didn't happen. Went on the clinch. I've also noticed that I'm way more able to keep going during sparring. I mean, at the beginning of the sparring sessions, I felt really exhausted after just a few minutes. And I don't know, when I'm in the heat of the action, I don't really feel the lack of cardio, this sort of feeling of like, I can't do anything. I don't know, maybe it's because that was a hard low kick. When the bell rings, yeah, I'm like, oh, finally. There's this sense of relief, like, yeah, I'm tired. That was hard, but during the action, I don't know. It doesn't really feel that way. It's a strange thing. So this guy's Kevin. He's a little guy, but he's fast. He's a bit like Noah. They actually spar together quite a lot. And I don't. Just after having done this session with Bruce, I don't know. I just felt like goofing around, letting loose. I don't know, just sort of, yeah, fooling around a bit more. Not necessarily being very serious. See, like trying a jumping elbow. But that's, that's also how you discover new things. You have to experiment. I went for like a really, like a fake Superman punch, and he, that got him to back off. Boom, that connected. You could see his hair just, fly back. That's a good combination, this axe kick, low kick. I might try to use that more. I know that at some point he did land flush a Superman punch. I think it's at the very end. He got me really in the face with it. I don't know if you're gonna see it. I think it's not at the very end. Boom! that landed well. I can't remember. I think it's towards the end. See, I went for some sort of Superman punch, and then he went for one of being that one really connected me in the face. All right, so this guy is also a beginner, pushing and kicking. So I was trying to give him a challenge. When you spar people with a lower level, it's a good opportunity to try things that you wouldn't dare try with someone with a higher level, because you would be too worried that you would get punished. But with someone, you don't really feel so threatened, because you know that you can sort of handle them, I would say. You can try things. And at the same time, I was also trying to, make him work, presenting him with problems to solve, like trying a lot of times to do the same thing. See, like the tip. So what are you gonna do? The Thai walk. I'll try that stuff again, this jumping elbow. The Tyson hook with a rear head kick. Yeah, it's a very slow move, slow strikes, so he has time to adjust. Another freeze. Tyson hook. What I call the Tyson hook is a sort of leaping lead hook, and I've started using that more and more, because in fact it has a psychological effect. It's like you see the opponent sees me jumping forward with this loaded hook, and I think it's impressive. I don't necessarily land it with full power. I use it more to get a reaction. Although you can land it, and the reaction usually is to protect the head, and that's when I land a kick to the rib. That's something I got from Liam Harrison. Now he does it with the cat paw, as I call it, just to get a reaction from your opponent, to protect the head. But I find that with the Tyson hook, I don't know, it just works really well, because the guy is gonna defend, he's gonna protect that hook. It's most of the time, at least that's what happened so far. And you will see I'm gonna do it at some point. I know that I did land it. I don't know if it's gonna really show in the video, but I went for the Tyson hook and kick to the rib, and I did land it, and he was hurt. So he's trying things, he's landing combinations. He can be fast. I was really overloading him with information. That's a weapon in itself. See, a freeze. Like from that bladed stance, a lot of things could happen. That was a really nice sort of hopping uppercut that he landed. See, the Tyson hook again. I ran for it. I landed the knee in his balls. That wasn't very nice. That wasn't on purpose, of course. Well, I don't seem to. I can't find this Tyson hook kick to the ribs combinations, but I know it did land at some point. So anyway, oh okay, this is already the end. So this is Yolen. Now, the thing is, sparring a girl, it's not, at least for me, I find it a bit complicated, especially this girl, because man, she's good. She's got very good reflexes. She's a competitor. Okay, she hits hard. She's just an all-round good kickboxer, Muay Thai fighter. But the thing is, I'm always reluctant to hit her with as much intensity, at least in the face. The fact that she's a girl, I don't know, there's something in me that it's just not possible to really sort of punch her in the face with at least with the same intensity that she gives me. Now I did land at some point a couple of high kicks, I think, in the head. So I did land a few things, but anyway, yeah, she's really tight. Her guard's really tight. She's got really good management also of the distance. She's good at countering. Like she waits for it, but she can see Tyson hook, kick. You see how she loads the kicks. She really goes for it. Maybe she thinks, boom, that was a good one, the head kick. Maybe the fact that I'm a guy, she feels more like, I don't know, like she can let go a bit more. I don't know if she would train the same with a girl. See how she goes for it. This whole thing about the relationship with the people, it's a very complex thing in the she really whooped my ass there. She really got me back off. Yeah, she lands hard kicks. So that was a hard kick that I did land here. All right, so that's it for that session. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next Friday, hopefully. Remember that you can always get 10% off at Yokao with the Zenboxer promo code.